And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 968. Today is Wednesday, June 15, 2022, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Today's top stories: Suzu's cryptic statement as rumors swirl of 3AC liquidations and insolvency. Nexo price drops 40% in 3 days on contagion fears from insolvent crypto fund. Bill Gates slams crypto and NFTs as the latest route, sees Bitcoin testing the $21,000 level, and sees crypto safe with U.S. Marshals Service not so much, says a new audit. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So looking at our prices today, took a huge dump in the market. As everybody can see, whole lot of fear in the market. Bitcoin right now is sitting at $21,596, down 3.5% after a drop almost below 20,000. Ethereum at $1,141 is down 6%. Binance Coin at 216 is down 3.2%. Cardano at 48 cents is down 4.6%. XRP at 31 cents is down 0.7%. Solana sitting at $29 is down 1.5%. And last but not least, Dogecoin at 5 cents is down 2.9%. And our biggest gainers for the day, Luna Doge token. Ah, man, if it's trash, just combine it with something else. Up 911%. Lending Block up 910%. And Handy up 320%. So a lot of blood in the markets, a lot of fear. We've said this before that the market's definitely going to go a little bit lower. And again, if we go below 20K, again, this would be a great time to clear out the trash. So that's our price for the day.
I am reiterating. I said 17K when we were still sitting at 30 something. All right. When we dropped to 30, actually, I was like 17 is the magic number. I'm still thinking there's going to be a 17 flash crash on some exchange or something somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Really quick. What's going on, 64 ECG? Good morning and happy birthday to Chemo in Crypto. It's their 40th birthday. Happy birthday to you. 11 Super Mario notes from Jew. Michael JR, Miss K, 64 ECG, Less Square, Blockchain Bully, Satoshi Slim. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the show, everyone. Top story of the day. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it.
What's up,
That is right. Suzu's cryptic statement as rumors swirl of 3AC liquidations and insolvency. I mean, it's one of those things that we talk about quite often here, actually too often, and that
standards gone.
That's right. Someone else looks like they may be biting or on the brink of biting the dirt. We are in the process of communicating with relevant parties and fully committed to working this out. Suzu stated. What is going on with Suzu? I feel like I should be reading about this guy's quotations in the book with this person's name, but what's going on with Suzu?
Oh, yeah. So Suzu and Kyle, who are two of the people who started this project, they are considered quote unquote legends in the game. They've been around for years, I think over a decade now. However, there are a few things to look at here. Chatter has started about 3AC being unable to meet a margin call after they moved around assets to top up funds on DeFi platforms like Aave to avoid potential liquidations and the tanking price of ETH. These are unconfirmed reports that 3AC faced liquidations. DeFi banking platform Celsius has also been doing the same thing to avoid liquidations. And Three Arrows Capital, if you don't know, is a major borrower. So a collapse of either or both would have significant implications for the entire space, or I should say the entire crypto space. This tweet from Zoo, he broke his silence after 3 days of inaction. We are in the process of communicating with relevant parties and fully committed to working this out, which is sort of a cryptic message to send if everything is okay. Doesn't look like funds are safe food because this next tweet, Moon Overlord, 3AC in trouble, rumors swirling. They haven't tweeted anything, Kyle and Zoo. Zoo took every coin and number tag out of his bio. He also deleted his Instagram, and an hour ago they dumped 30K Steph.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and reduce all Aave positions. I don't know how much more proof you need at that point.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's one of those things like this is what kills me about this entire space. And I mean, hand clap, keep that same energy consistent for everyone, which I would say this space pretty much does, which I think is a plus and minus, and that's the benefit of the doubt. Again, we talked about this yesterday. This space is governed by code, by numbers, numerical things, not by human feelings and emotions. I think we need to stay on that track. And the reason why is because people see Tron or not Tron, Terra.
Yeah.
It's like insurmountable. It's like, bro, like you don't even need to be a technical expert. You don't need to be coding. Like 2 + 2 equals 4, guys. This doesn't make sense. BitConnect, 1 + 1 equals 2, but still in the face of like literal evidence, people are like, nope, can't believe. In fact, forget the face of literal evidence. There's people who lost money on BitConnect and Terra who are still like, well, it wasn't a scam. It just the algo didn't do it. And it's like, wow,
Wow.
you all are really that wide eye. Like, I have to be honest. This is what makes me not want to help people. It makes me want to take advantage of people like politicians and regulators do, because it's like, see, it's almost like politicians and regulators like, see, they're not smart enough to do this thing on their own. Like you have to do this for them. And while you're doing it, take some money for yourself, because literally people are still like in this tweet. Are they in trouble? Is there rumors swirling? It's like, you can check the liquidation, can't you? They owe some money, don't they? Well, I think, yeah, I think the answer to that is yes.
Oh yeah,
It's right in front of you. The pushback, I give it to them. The pushback is still so strong, and the evidence is literally right in front of you in this space. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, come on. You take every coin and number tag out of your bio, out the blue, and then delete your Instagram. Nothing's going awry over here. Everything. It's one thing if you're like a celebrity, entertainer, or athlete, and the noise is getting to your head, and mental health, I can't take it. I get it. But if you own a capital management firm, if you have a wealth management firm, come on, these folks, these are professionals. They don't just disappear overnight. So there's something wrong here.
Oh yeah, you know the old saying though, it's easier to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled.
There it is.
Because that hurts your pride. Losing money, not as much. So yeah, it is what it is. That's what we're looking at right here, because this is pretty obvious what's happening. And now they just keep falling down. Like we said, first is Do Kwon, now Celsius, now it looks like 3 Arrows Capital. Who will be next? What does that mean with the death going to each door? Death coming to each door. That's literally what's happening right now.
Oh, one of those. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, also what's crazy about this, I want to point out, again, people, this is the thing of a bear market. Everybody's going to get audited. And I don't want to give them too, here's the thing. I don't want to pump, what's the word? Like, I don't want to kick a dead horse or kind of like weigh down them too much, because I do want to give 3AC a hand clap, because it does take brass cojones to be this early in the space and to have capital and say, yes, we will be the ones to provide liquidity to these platforms and play these games. Trust me, folks. I was literally just talking to an institution about a week or two ago, and I was telling them to do this same thing, which, by the way, if you're listening, you should do this same thing right now. Now is the time, if you're an institution, to jump in and provide liquidity when the price is 21K. Worst case scenario goes down to 15, 13. Like, you're still solid right now at 21K if you're an institution. So I'll say that. But yeah, I mean, we can't like laugh and be so like go hard on them, because at least they are providing liquidity to these protocols in the DeFi space we're trying to use. Like, these are the people making these markets happen on the back end. So hand clap to that. But I mean, over leverage. Like, this is also on the flip side where it's like, this is why it's important. Here's the thing. It's almost like it's fire insurance. Having someone good on your team for cryptocurrency is going to turn into fire insurance. It's going to be the same as having a cybersecurity professional, as having a compliance officer. Both of those things are like, do I really want to spend $120,000, $130,000 on a good cybersecurity expert? If you don't want to get hacked, yes. Do I really want to spend all this, $90,000 on a compliance person or a compliance department? If you don't want the SEC and government to come down on you, yes. It's going to be the same thing. Do I really want to spend $150,000 to $200,000 on one Bitcoin or crypto expert for my institution? Yes. Yes, it is going to be expensive. And this is why it's expensive, because if you don't spend the money, you'll over leverage yourself. And next thing you know, you'll have $300 million into a DeFi protocol when the market is in the middle of the next halving cycle. Worst time to do it, folks. Again, you can do it on your own and go insolvent and go bankrupt, or you could pay the $200,000 for a crypto expert. You're going to have to pay somebody, folks. And
I need $1 million. Proves it. Hey man, the way these protocols are dumping, I need $1 million. You got, because not only me, you need a team, man. You got
I told
Spend that money.
somebody, I told somebody 150 about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they like, I won't say they side-eyed it, but they was just like it has to really. I'm like, all right, like yes, I'll write you up a plan for $1 million, and then like I can show you how you can save $500,000. Like that's 1.5 right there for 150. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, it is very expensive. So, yeah, I mean, 3AC again, they're a major borrower. It does on one end sucks to see this happening because they are providing liquidity. They're moving the markets, but on the flip side, like I mean, they're in a risky game. They're playing a risky game. This is a crypto venture capital fund, and just like everyone else, they have their picks. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where they be at if their pick was Bitcoin, right? If their pick, or the majority of their portfolio was Bitcoin, it'll be interesting to see versus how it is on these platforms because. And here's the other thing I was going to ask you about. They're talking about potential liquidations and stuff. I'm assuming their health indicator is just sliding, right? Well, they're probably going to the orange and red, and they're paying it back, trying to get the green. Is that what's happening right now?
Nah, man. Well, it seems like that's what they're trying to do, but good luck with that because the entire market is basically scared right now. And of course, when you're trying to make sure you don't get liquidated, yeah, you got to pull out those funds, and that's when everybody can see the movement of money. So they're trying to keep it green, or trying to push it back.
But
like
is that essentially what's happening? They're just trying to keep pumping money into it to keep the liquidation level at it. Okay, yeah, that's a people. That's a dangerous game to play.
It's a dangerous game, yeah. So especially if you're institutional level, we talk about millions upon millions.
I was gonna say that it's one thing if you're a retail trader. So we had one of the traders in Discord. He's been taking a break right now. He did take a hit, but I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, that was one of the things he said before when he trades. He's like, sometimes people are scared to keep putting more money into a position so they won't get liquidated. And he's like, it's good if you have this short to midterm trade where you kind of have a good idea that this bounce back is going to happen. But yeah, when this is spiral, people, when a huge project goes out of business, we're looking at Terra, and then other projects associated with it start to go out of business or have issues like an avalanche, they start selling off. Then you're talking about stable coins at the same time. And then you're talking about Celsius now all of a sudden, and we just got off of Axie Infinity, Ronin hack, and their club. Like when all that's happening, like you just lost. It's time to close that position. Like it's not time to add add money, add capital. But I would like to say maybe we're wrong. I don't think so. We're on this one because, like you said, on an institutional level, that means you're adding 15 to 20 to 30 million back per position. If you're a retail level, you might be adding 10, 20, $30,000 back to it. But on an institutional level, people, you're adding millions back to it. And that can go wrong. We're seeing it go wrong right now. It's crazy. On the heels is that Suzu story. Actually, we're going to talk about Nexo. So Nexo was just in the news the other day. We talked about them. Of course, Nexo in an effort for some free publicity, they was like, hey, Celsius, y'all go out of business, we'll buy y'all. And of course, I had to eloquently point out, like in the masterclass, Nexo, your website wasn't even working. Like y'all gonna have the same issues. And it looks like they're having the same issues. Nexo price drops 40% in 3 days on contagion fears from insolvent crypto fund, that crypto fund being none other than the one we just covered, 3AC. You see how they're all linked together. People, it's kind of crazy actually when you look at it. And that's the thing, really quick for this story is like, everyone claims they have the next big crypto project, but everything's being built on the last crypto project.
Hey, sand on top of sand don't make you a castle, bro.
You know what I mean? Nexo says it currently has no exposure to Three Arrow Capitals, and has 100% liquidity to meet its debt obligations. It looks like the price of Nexo continued to fall on June 15th as crypto lending firms continue to be shaken by the falling cryptocurrency market. Meanwhile, Nexo has denied rumors of exposure to Three Arrows Capital as a Dubai-based crypto fund facing insolvency. It's funny how in this article it said Dubai-based, but in the last article it said Singapore-based. So somewhere overseas that Cointelegraph hasn't agreed on is base. But what's interesting, though, is this kind of shows the weakness of this sector in the market. To see Celsius go the way it's going right now, then Nexo start to follow. BlockFi, of course, already coming under attack from the SEC. It's just like, woof, this whole section is taking the L over here. But Nexo, which serves as a security token at a cryptocurrency lending platform of the same name, fell 25% to 61 cents a unit, its lowest price reading since January 2021. And again, this stuff kind of catching me off guard because it's like, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Like this, it can only last for so long. Now, to be fair, I think as soon as the market recovers, Celsius, Nexo, and BlockFi, and so on and so forth, will recover. They'll be fine all the way up until the SEC and government kind of taps their shoulder. I think they'll be fine. But it is interesting to see how the confidence levels of these projects literally disappears overnight when it's like it should have never been there to begin with. But again, it looks like traders fear that the most decentralized finance, centralized finance firms which offer high yields to clients on their crypto deposits will default on their debts due to wipe out nearly $1.5 trillion from the crypto market. Of course, we've talked about Celsius, and now we're looking at Nexo. It looks like 3AC, the crypto hedge fund we just covered, witnessed liquidations of at least $400 million. May also have a minimum debt of $183 million against a collateral position of $235 million of stake Ethereum. And people are saying that, hey, somehow, some way, Nexo is tied into all of this, even though they're saying this is not true. It says it has no exposure to 3AC despite partnering with the fund over a non-fungible token lending product in December 2021. The firm asserts that the partnership with 3AC did not take off. Here's a tweet. Over 2 years ago, we declined 3AC's request for unsecured credit. We learned that they acquired it elsewhere. It is now obvious that Nexo's approach was correct. This is why our assets exceed our liabilities. Now, they need to stop with this.
Shots fired.
Yeah. So here's the thing I'm going to say about this. No, forget all that shots fired. They need to stop because in a moment like this where the market, like who knows who's going to get hit next, right? They're all connected some way. Many of them, I won't say all. But for the market to be getting hit in every direction, some of the projects we just mentioned, like now is not the time for a victory lap. Now is the time to make sure you make it out of this thing alive. This to me is like, this is very risky. Like, I get it. They're like, hey, they're still like, and that's why we're the #1 place for you to do your lending. All right. Okay. Like
for now.
Yeah, for now. Like this could look ugly in 48 hours. So it's crazy to see that they are literally dropping in price, but they're coming out standing strong. Here it is again, another tweet from them. All Nexo has ever done with 3O's Capital is sign a partnership with their NFT fund, but it did not take off, and we currently have $0 of business and exposure with them. Out of curiosity, I'm wondering, how did you sign a partnership and it not take off?
This is crypto. People sign partnerships all the time. This is just more proof that partnerships don't mean shit until they mean shit.
Exactly. And I just wanted to eloquently point that out because you're literally bragging about a signed contract and nothing happened from 2 major players. Yeah. Can I get a follow-up tweet? Like
that's like the announcement of the announcement. They basically did a deal for the next deal. Like, what is that?
Zay, I asked her to I asked her to marry me, bro. I gave her a ring. But we ain't get married. But we're not even dating no more. What happened? Don't matter. We're not dating.
Don't matter.
Like that's super random, but okay. Again, Nexo saying they have 100% liquidity to meet its $4.96 billion worth of debt obligations. Shit, $5 billion. This is a small country. $5 billion worth of debt obligations. They must be staking on some platforms for sure. But what's going on? I mean, what are your thoughts when it comes to Nexo and their strong stance on this here?
Oh yeah, I think you were right. And them basically not pulling a Mashinsky and flying too close to the sun. You don't want to be Icarus and think that you're getting too high on yourself, because a month ago, Mashinsky was talking about how Bitcoiners have kept it off of exchanges and they got 150,000 Bitcoin in liquidity and all of this. And then here we are. So Nexo, even though they're not affected by 3AC, doesn't mean that they don't have over leveraged positions on other projects or with other crypto funds. So again, I wouldn't be taking a victory lap right now. Probably keep it close to the chest. But again, Nexo dropping 40%. Whenever anything in the market goes bad, everything drops. So it doesn't even matter if Nexo has the best product; they're still gonna take a hit with their token right now. So it is what it is. You just got to survive it as a project. So hopefully they survive this market, because this market can stay insolvent longer than you can, right? Or longer than you can stay solvent.
Well, what's even crazy too when it comes to Nexo, like people, again, like this is where the greed is too crazy. If BlockFi is being sued or being sought after by the SEC, I gotta say this really slow, so it's 2 + 2 = 4, because this is incredible to me where people's brains are at. All right. So we're looking at 3 major lending platforms that give you these high APYs, right? You got BlockFi, the government has gone after them. They've been the best so far. Government wants their money. You have Celsius, who clearly are going through something as they're moving loads of money and blocking withdrawals. All right. So they're not safe. Even if Nexo is doing everything right and is on the up and up and they work perfectly, why would you put your capital back on a lending platform when the SEC has already publicly gone after one? And really, they were going to go after two, but Coinbase buckled under the pressure. And another platform is going through an insolvency crisis. Like, why would you even get back into this sector? Like, it's time to pull all capital from lending, from these major lending platforms, and stay on the sideline until this thing is figured out at the very least. It is. I mean, I was just looking at the Twitter, and there's people still like, yeah, Nexo, thank you. We can trust you with our funds and capital. I'm like, you're still trusting a lending platform today after the last 3 days. Like, if anything happens, you deserve what happens, because right now is the time to consolidate and sit your ass on the sideline unless you're a real active player in this market. I'm talking 24/7, where you're about to say, I'm not going to my regular job for the next 3 days, or even better, this crypto thing has been my job. If you're not saying this is your job, I would highly consider consolidating and getting off of some of these platforms right now. Like, you definitely should be on this platform. It's kind of crazy that people still are, actually. Let's see. Satoshi said, fear, where they do that at? I smell discount. There we go. Blockchain Bully, what's going on? G-Man, Chappie, Hassan, Parabolic P, J, Christian Neosi. I think I said that right. What's going on? What's going on? Looking at some of these comments to see what you all think about some of these platforms. Let's see. Rico said, been buying that Bitcoin dip all week. There we go. I'm actually about to get a little bit of Bitcoin today myself, actually. Of course, today, be on the lookout. Assets and arbitrage at 8 a.m. right after the show. Reggie Middleton at 10 a.m. PST with Marlon. And, of course, Jump Out Girls this afternoon at 4 p.m. PST as well. So be on the lookout for all those shows also. This is crazy seeing this as well, though. This is crazy.
Hey, Trex, he mentioned BlockFi was looking towards regulations. I actually spoke with BlockFi's lawyer, and she was very confident that they would come out okay. So yes, I do think they're going towards the regulation route to try and establish it, pay that money, and get in good with the regulators, and you should be all good. You got to get in with gang. You can't be on the outskirts trying to make it.
There we go. Satoshi Slim said, I like to fully move off of the bank life into the Sats life. Would you be able to cover that in a 30-minute clip? We'll look into it. We actually have somebody, Mom, who's actually going to be working on some of the beginner stuff. I got to reach out to her. But also, as far as getting off of the bank life, for the most part, you can. But I will still say there are reasons. And so, like, there are reasons and services you still need a bank. At the end of the day, I mean, it is the majority of the system right now. So, and I say that because, you know, specifically debit and credit. Debit, actually, not credit. In Los Angeles, they're not taking cash, people. Like, I've been saying this since COVID started. I don't think people realize how serious I am, people. I would say 30% of Los Angeles does not accept cash anymore. It's not happening. Right. Like, that's why you all keep saying, oh, cash this and money and the fiat. And I'm like, I'm not telling you from an opinion point of view. I'm telling you from, I just went out to eat at a nice restaurant. I took out a wad of money because I'm liquid, and they were looking at me like I was crazy. They was like, no, you got Apple Pay. Do you have debit or credit? Or do you have, I think Google Pay works as well. No cash, no crypto.
Hey, man, you should have left the cash on the table and been like, hey, this is legal tender. And just walked out. Call the police if you got a problem.
They're not taking it. It's
cash. This one coffee shop had to do that yesterday. They didn't accept cash. I just left it there and was like, this is legal tender, and just walked out. I was like, you call the police, what you gonna do? Say he paid us in cash.
and one of the reasons why to go along with it is not only like the whole cash thing is becoming obsolete, because you're right. A couple of times it caught me off guard. I was at a couple places, like, all I really brought was cash. Like, they lucky I did have a card on me, because I was like, wait, what? Like, all right, man, whatever. I was like, here, take the card. And then they was trying to tell me like, soon we're only gonna be taking Apple Pay and something else. I'm like, you ain't gonna be taking debit, bro? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
they're just putting themselves into the surveillance state. Like, yeah, we want to move it all the way as far as
they can't wait.
Can't wait for CBDC.
And I can't wait until the first thing that goes wrong. They try to why aren't you protesting on why doesn't your social media profile have XYZ on it? Because you're protesting and using the same money as the place you're protesting against uses, you big dummy.
Congrats. You're funding your own oppression. Congrats.
Yeah. So honestly, I would say this really quick, Zay. That is, to me, that's probably one of the best viewpoints you've ever come up with. Period. To me, like that was beautiful. The fact that you you pointed out to protesters like, yo, you're funding your own oppression by you. Like, I didn't even look at it from that viewpoint myself. So yeah, that's crazy. I never want to hear anybody say anything negative about the U.S. government using that dollar. Shut the fuck up. Say you like bombing people when you're a warmonger just like me. Smile and say guns, guns, guns. You support all that shit. Every time you use a dollar, you support guns. You support all types of shit, people. You support all types of shit. Yeah, you support what?
You support the big U. You support all types of stuff.
You support all types of stuff. So just know you're using a dollar. Hey, you're not for peace, you're for war too. We're all ganged out together. So stop trying to be all, oh, don't use profanity around the kids. You use the US dollar, right? Hey, we blow up kids where I'm from. What are you talking about? It's the United States. We blow kids up overseas. What's going on, folks? All right, I think we triggered.
I do want to say though, most people that don't accept cash, but I did pay with cash at the taco truck. That is one thing about LA.
You're right. They accept it still.
I will say, shout out to the immigrants all through COVID, all through it doesn't matter what happens. Asians, Indian, Ethiopians, Mexicans, doesn't matter. They ain't stopping. They take cash. They stay open. They got the same hours, and their kids is definitely gonna work for them. So shout out to y'all because I've actually been holding it down, not these terrible ass corporate companies that's trying to stay in line with the law. Get all that.
There it is. Jake Fever said, anybody who play with leverage knows that when you try to push your liquidation price back, you always get liquidated. Facts. So here's the reason why we talked about this before. And I think the news even pointed out, I saw a story come out today again. The government's going after insider traders and stuff. Zay and I were talking about it. But again, people, there aren't many rules and regulations in place. So even as a capital investment firm, I think they'll be a little bit more careful because a capital investment firm or wealth management firm has more resources to go after them. But even still, if you're a wealth management firm or you're an institution, if you're a big player with a lot of value on an exchange, you need to understand the exchange controls that. So even if you're 3 Arrows Capital or someone else or JP Morgan or whatever, if you choose to put that money on an exchange or leverage it on an exchange, all the exchange has to do is say, oh my God, look at this, guys. We have this institution with $300 million trying to go 50x on leverage. We are about to wreck the shit out of them. Like why would you not? It's literally free money if you're a platform exchange with the institutional type of capital on it. It is literally a layup if they try to go long or short, which is why you see these market moves and these huge liquidations. So for sure, I'm with that, Jake Fever. We'll see what that happens at. Why did CoinDesk delete Snowden and Fidelity interview? I didn't even know about it, Zay.
Oh yeah, they actually did that interview right before I went on at Consensus. It was packed out, like the whole thing was packed out. But apparently they got rid of the recording because of some stuff that was said, privacy issues and whatnot. I don't know exactly. All I know is it was a huge, like that was the biggest crowd at Consensus was the Snowden interview, and it was right before we went on. So and we were sandwiching between Snowden and 2 Chainz. So we
wait, Snowden was there in person?
No, he wasn't in person, but his interview, yeah. It was,
you talking about the time block? That's what I'm about to say. Yeah. Hold on. I know
Snowden was there. Oh, I would definitely have a picture with my boy.
No, you wouldn't have had a picture. The feds would have had a picture with your boy.
Feds would have had a picture with it. Yeah, exactly. That conference would have been shut down, boy. But it was good. It was a good interview. But I think some of the stuff he said they had to take out. That's what the interviewer was telling me in the back. He was like, "We definitely got to take some of this stuff out." So I guess they just got rid of the whole thing until they edited it.
Okay. Let's see. I just saw some good comments. Goodness gracious, these comments have been. There we go. I love seeing that. Really quick. Let's see. Coupe DeVille, what's going on? Local TX, what's up? Alpha Predator, morning. Crazy BX Don. Wyatt, try it. Let's see. I'm seeing some good comments. I just passed. What's going on, Ruel? Good to see Ruel Black back in the show. We need to replay one of his old shows today. We'll make sure we get that out, Ruel. Yeah, somebody said you better Pacifico beer. Yes, I love Pacifico beer. I never knew about it until I moved to Southern California, and it's been my favorite beer for almost a decade now. Is that what you got? There we go.
Oh, yeah, Pacifico. We're gonna need a sponsorship.
Hey, there it is. I definitely mess with Pacifico beer. Let's see.
Yeah, King put me on. This is the only thing. I remember first got here, I was getting Coronas. He was like, man, this shit's garbage.
Man, that Pacifico, it changed my life. When I first had Pacifico, I was like, oh my God, like Southern California, I live in life out here, boy. Let's see. Eric Jones said cash is only legal tender only after a debt has been incurred. If they have a sign saying no cash, they can legally do that. Technically true and false, because if you eat or something and you incur the debt though, right?
I'm about to say, if I walk into a restaurant and I incur the debt, I'm paying cash, do what you want. But again, when people say legally and all that stuff, hey, the gray area is strong with me, because when you talk about their legal stuff, they still have a process to go through. They got to call the cops. They got to make a complaint. They got to go to court. You think they're going to do all that for $20 in cash? No, they're going to take the cash. They'll figure it out later and just keep walking when you walk out. Don't listen to
I see a few people still talking about BlockFi. All right. Pushing this on. Bill Gates slams NFTs as the latest route. Sees Bitcoin testing $21,000 level. What's going on with Bill Gates? Why is he hating again?
Oh yeah, well, Billy Gates is always hating on anything that he doesn't like. However, this actual statement isn't necessarily not true. He says it's 100% based on greater fool theory. Could make the argument that every market is based on that, but the reason why the NFT market, as he said here, is obviously expensive digital images of monkeys are going to improve the world immensely. We can all agree on that. The reason for that sarcasm is basically the same things we've been saying on the show, is that, hey, it's speculation. NFTs give you access, as well as you can have tickets. You can also have residuals off of it. It's a new technology people are trying to explore, but every single new technology has some goofy shit at the beginning. I don't see how people like Bill Gates don't realize that. Do you remember when computers first came out and there's nothing you could basically do with them except read on there?
Snake.
Web 1.0, yeah, it was Minecraft and nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? So it's always some goofy shit. It's always some dumb, projects. NFTs have, overwhelmingly the biggest number. However, I think he's just using this based off of his own, theories he has on the entire market as a whole. So even though what he's saying isn't necessarily not true, it is disingenuous because he just dismissed the entire sector completely anyway. So don't really want anything to do with Bill Gates.
Well, definitely disingenuous. And I'll say off the strength of this, like, he should have left this out, because straight up to me, you cannot be an American citizen, period. You can't be an American citizen and start talking about what's going to improve the world immensely, people. Like, our whole culture is about pumping and promoting shit that will not improve the world. Are you kidding me, people? How does Hollywood as a whole improve the world? Entertainment makes you feel good? No, stop it. Stop it. What's more important, Hollywood or bread and water?
Exactly.
Like, come on. Exactly. So I think that's our the American culture is creating things that might not improve the world but make you money. So Bill Gates, again, what are you talking about? Expensive. That's the key part. Makes you money, right? You're a billionaire. You know a lot about money. And as far as improving the world, again, we can go down a whole shit list of companies that Bill Gates is involved with, or have some type of ancillary relationship with, that do not improve the world, or like at the very least, just literally turn on the TV. I can't even believe that was a quote coming out of him, that if this doesn't improve the world, then we shouldn't take it serious.
Hey man, really? Bill Gates invested in some islands that didn't improve the world. In fact, it made the world worse. If you really want to get into
this, is crazy. How much does your computers and computer chips and stuff damage the environment? Like, come on, improve the world. Like, this is the whole thing. Everybody's trying to be all egalitarian and protect you, and they always do it when there's money involved. People, you get that? It's never about improving the world and protecting you. None of that when there's some broke boy shit going on. When it's nothing, when it's a market with no money, they don't care about protecting the investor. They don't care nothing about education. But when there's some money involved, oh man, this doesn't do anything for the world. Like, what does this do for the world?
Exactly. Free gets lane.
This is hilarious. All right, last but not least, something we kind of already knew ever since the Ross Ulbricht trial, when the Secret Service agents stole money and framed people and did a bunch of dirty shit, but seized crypto safe with U.S. Marshals Service, and not so much, new audit reveals. That's right. OIG's Office of Inspector General's audit disclosed a lack of documented policies and practices related to the management of seized crypto assets, especially related to the use of inventory spreadsheets. Once again, I mean, this is kind of one of the obvious things, that crypto will be getting lost within the government's reach. People, if every time our government confiscated Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or whatever, and they kept it, they could literally leave us alone. But because they're stealing it from themselves and doing whatever with it, they don't know which direction is going in. They can't keep up with it. That's why they keep coming back after the market, because they're like, yeah, we know we just had 200 Bitcoin, but we lost it. Hey, they are over. The U.S. Marshals is like this.
And it's gone.
All right. It looks like the Office of Inspector General, OIG, for the United States Department of Justice conducted an extensive audit of the cryptocurrency seized by the U.S. Marshal Service, revealing the dire need for the federal agency to revamp its existing crypto management and policy systems. OIG's audit on the seized cryptocurrencies found the USMS, of course, the Marshals, implementing adequate safeguards over its storage and access. However, the agency was found, oh yeah, you can't get it now. Hold on, you can't get it from them. They can store that mofo. But as far as the agency was being found to use spreadsheets, that's right. It's used some spreadsheets to track crypto, to maintain track of the inventory owing to the inability of the existing system, Consolidated Asset Tracking System, CATS, for daily management of crypto assets. Again, as of June 2021, the USMS managed nearly 200 Department of Justice cryptocurrency seizures. We looked at the USMS's management of seized cryptocurrency and found that the USMS faced challenges in managing and tracking cryptocurrency. So I'm going to tell you what really happened here behind the scenes. DOJ Inspector General and the Marshals, somebody said something smart to somebody over at the Marshals to the DOJ Inspector General. Somebody pissed somebody off. They said some slick shit, or they didn't get back to the email in time. Something happened to where we're reading about this, because if it wasn't that, we would never read about this, people. This is still the government, same fight, same team. They don't do things like this unless, like I said, somebody dropped the ball. Oh, you didn't return my email? Oh, you did lose it? Or I don't like so-and-so? Or maybe at the very least, everything is on the up and up, but somebody at the DOJ Inspector General is ready for that promotion. But there's something there for them to put them out on blast publicly like this. You telling me the Inspector General couldn't call up the USMS the director and be like, hey, man, the way y'all doing this is wrong. We need to switch it. Something happened there for this to come out public, A, and then B, wow. You're talking about the Marshals being called out publicly by the Inspector General over their auditing procedures of cryptocurrency. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see what happened. Money is being mismanaged, or at the very worst, stolen. What else is going on in this story?
Oh man, so current current USMS, seized cryptocurrency management policies are inadequate, absent, or in some instances provide conflicting guidance related to asset storage, quantification, valuation, and disposal. So it has inadequate, absent, or in some instances provide conflicting guidance. Yeah, basically they lying. The Justice Department, they laid down 7 recommendations to help improve the management, starting with implementing a proper management system that logs edit history to prevent fraudulent alteration of the inventory record. So basically they told them, stop using spreadsheets, grow up and get a real management system so we can actually audit you, because funds are just going out the sky. And if you remember back in 2014, there were FBI agents who actually seized Bitcoin and then were found to take that $1 million or so in Bitcoin for themselves. So this isn't like people are taking it, and this is the first time ever. This is definitely something that happens at the highest levels. It's just when different organizations get involved, like you said, the politics between different organizations. You think you're gonna take crypto and you're gonna eat off of this and not us? No, sir. We get some of that too. So that's basically what's happening here.
Yeah. So, and all that, to kind of piggyback on that, I mean, the U.S. Marshals, shame on you all. Here's the thing, people. When you're around criminals, sometimes you start to have that same type of behavior. And unfortunately, it looks like the U.S. Marshals are. And this is why I say that. I'm not stupid. Anybody who's ever been into any type of nefarious shit, try to cover their tracks, see what's happening. And this is what's happening, people. Yeah. Oh no, we do take inventory. We have records and all this other stuff. We just write it or type it into a spreadsheet. And did we make a mistake here? Oh, my bad. But we try to keep up with, like, come on. Think of it this way, people. You do your taxes and you forget to add that one little, you forgot about that one little $1,500 payment over there. But I did my taxes, right? I did them. I did all the paper. Oh, my bad. I didn't know about that one. They're not fooling nobody. I know exactly what they're doing. Crypto's coming up missing. They taking shit. Oh, y'all got records? Oh, yeah, we did a database spreadsheet. Well, why didn't you do it in the official system that the rest of the government used? Oh, our bad. We just thought, They not fooling nobody, Zay. I know what they doing right now. I got it. I got it.
We got it.
Yeah, we understand how to steal without stealing. We get what's happening here. All good. Again, y'all got the guns and the manpower. Just come out and say we took it. We can't do nothing either. If you were to come out today and say we took it, or if you were to come out and say the inspector general is mad at them, either way it go, the money's gone. All right.
Yeah.
Either way it go.
Dan needs God.
They couldn't give us $1 billion budget and then come press us about some cryptocurrency inventory spreadsheet. What?
Come on, man. All right. That's it. Other than that, that is the show for the day, folks. As always, make sure you smash that like and share. What you got for everyone, Bitcoin Zay?
Oh man, happy hump day, halfway through June, baby. Don't jump out the market just because you see red. We got smart warriors, so I know we're all good. Everything's a discount right now.
There it is. Local TX said Bill Gates was on the Epstein Island, allegedly. That's why Melinda left him. Could be true. But yeah, other than that, make sure, of course, you check out the masterclass. Be on the lookout. Subscribe to the free newsletter, of course, on our website at the very bottom. And smash a like and share. But we will see you all tomorrow with some more news.